Okay, happy Friday, everyone. I'm sorry if I sound a little excited. This video has taken a 360-degree turn. All right, I had a thumbnail made. I'm done early on Fridays, 30 minutes. It was actually less than 30 minutes. And I was just getting ready. I spent the whole morning, you guys, getting ready. I do want to say this real quick. I spent the whole morning. I got up about 2 a.m. I have promised many of you 3 videos for weekend workshop videos that I have not put out yet. And I actually am getting emails periodically asking, are you going to do this video and that video? So here's the thing. I spent the morning working on this Sunday, watch for it. I did a video, I put together live clips in pre-market. I picked 3 stocks that I have personally been watching and I have never marked levels on, and I wanted to, so I thought, oh, I'll just show you guys how I do it and why, right there live in pre-market. So watch for that on Sunday. I think it will be really helpful. Now, for those of you that are already making $10,000 a month, just poo-poo, move on. It's for newbies. There's a lot of new people out there that, you guys, when I first started, for some reason, marking price levels was the hardest thing to get in this brain. I just kept avoiding it. I didn't understand it. It was so simple. I was making it complicated. So Sunday's video is for those of you who are just struggling or making it too complicated. All right. The next video I will promise I'm working on is how to use, I promised this like 2 months ago. My God, you guys, I had to move cross country. If you don't know, I was given a week's notice to move for a year cross country. So the other video that I've kind of started, how to use AI to write custom scripts and chart labels in ThinkOrSwim using ThinkScript code. So I'll show you right now 3 labels that I have on my chart, and I just used AI to do it, and I'll show you where it puts levels, and I'll give those for free in that video when I do it, and I'll show you how to do it on your own so you can make your own. All right, and then the next one I'm working on is I want to list all the Reddit groups, Discord groups, and YouTube channels that totally made a difference in my trading, not stupid ones that are just, I don't know, driving Lambos and wearing gold chains. These are really, truly good traders who really changed my trading. So I'll do a video on that. Anyways, get back to today's video. I don't have much to show you. It's NVIDIA, Intel, and Netflix. But right when I was going to make my video, actually I had to go change the thumbnail, my week total. And I need to tell you this. You have to watch Financial Juice or Forex Factory. Get one of them. I use Financial Juice. It gives me alerts. It's on my phone. It's an app. It gives me alerts when any news comes out that will only change the market, that will move the markets. So if Trump tweets, it instantly pulls up. And it's just a real quick little tiny headline. I make a lot of money off Financial Juice. Their alerts come in fast, and I hear a beep, and I look at my phone, and all of a sudden it said Meta. Let's see, Meta is in talks to lease computing power to Anthropic in a $10 billion deal. Let me tell you something, sister. As soon as I saw that pop up, I was about to start doing my trade recap. I said, I pulled up Meta. I got in too early. I mean, it ran up. I'll show you. It ran up, and I got in late. I chased it. And then those people took profits. So I took a $100 drawdown. I did not sell. I knew that there's going to be people like me, people who are, turning on their computer after they hear the news. So I knew there was going to be a second round. So I took the drawdown into the pullback and then took it up and made $143.43. My hands were sweating because I was deep in drawdown, and those candles were moving like this. And I was like, oh my God. At one point I doubled down because I just knew I was reading my price action. I was reading the chart. I was really focused, dialed in on that scalping indicator. And I just said, nope, I'm holding out. I can tell it's pushing. And I'm really glad I was right. So instantly when I got that $143, I just said, done, I'm out. I mean, the spread had gotten up to $1. And I knew, at that point I was at 50 shares. I knew I was going to take a $50 hit with $1 spread. So I probably did better than that, but okay, let's go look at it. I think it's really exciting. And then watch Sunday's video. I think for those of you who are new, it's going to help you. I really do think so. All right, let's go check it out. All right, guys, I'm going to show you Meta first. This is freaking wild. It's still going. I could have been trading it, but I'm too scared to trade this. I do try trading Meta once in a while, and it is hard. It is scary. It's kind of like MU in a way. when it has news. Sometimes it's kind of slow, but it usually has a high spread. Right now the spread's, look, you just saw 23 cents, then 68 cents. It's all over the board. That I just don't like. I don't trade that well. All right, and I did take a drawdown here. All right, the news hit. You got to get that Forex Factory, or I use Financial Juice. And you can see right here, it shot up. I heard the news on this candle, and we were already in this candle when I had pulled it up. And I was literally right in front of my screen. I knew I was getting in late. I knew it. I knew I was chasing it. But I did not, there was no news down here yet. It wasn't showing up. And so I knew that even if I get in late, I was going to try to do a quick scalp and then get in again. But my spread was low because the news was early. And so I went ahead and took advantage of it. So I got in at 645.92, which is way up here. Oh boy, did I chase. And I was green for just a second. And then it came down, went back up again, and came way down here. I was just watching the scalping indicator, you guys. Let me just see if I can make this a little bigger. Actually, let's just move that down. We'll move this over. Okay. And there was just massive volume that came in right then. All right. So even though we're going to, of course, get that big initial surge, and then buyers did come down with volume coming down, I didn't let it bother me. I knew already that people need to hear the news. They need to digest it. Then they need to panic. Then they need to turn their computer on. That takes a long time. So I just held out. And at this point, I was in a $100 drawdown. At some point, I added in. I started with 10 shares. Then I added in 15. I was just slowly adding in, and I made myself get up to 50 shares. So as it was coming down, I was adding in. And right here, let's see, I got out. Well, I got in 10, got out 10. I don't know. This is hard to see. It's hard to tell. But I was scaling in at one point. I must have taken some profit here on 10 shares and then scaled in here and then got out here. And then I did one more time over here. It looks like I got in here on this candle, got out on this candle, got back in on this candle, took my drawdown, and then I ended up getting out 50 shares right here. Whatever it was, let me tell you something, sister. I was scared. I was petrified. I mean, I wasn't scared. I'm up for the week. I'm up $700 right now. And I was, at that point, I was up 500. So I knew I had money to play with. This is play money. So I was actually willing to take $100. That was my line in the sand, $100 loss, and I was done. And I never hit the 100. I got really close, but I didn't hit it. So I just stayed in. And then right here, once I got out and I saw I was at 143, I said, oh God, I'm done. And then it dumped and it dumped and dumped and dumped. Now I could have taken that short, but you guys, when I get over $100, even under 100, you've seen, I just stop. I'm good. I'm not giving that back. Hell no, I'm too greedy. No one's getting that back from me. All right, let's move on. That was just last minute. I didn't even think that was going to happen. Let's go on to INTC. All right, why are my trades not showing up? Oh, this glitches sometimes. I traded it. Well, you can see right here, I got $50. Oh, there they are. Sometimes it takes a while. Oh, good. I marked this one up. I wanted to show you guys. There's some good lessons here. All right. And then I did trade SDOT pre-market, but the video clip is way too long. So that's for Sunday's video. And so you'll see that trade. I ended up losing $7. So it's in my total of this video. But I want to show you the trade on Sunday because I go into great detail on that clip. And I don't have time here to show you that. It'll make the video too long. Okay, $50.28. Right here, I'm going to make this much bigger. Oh my God, so slow. All right, INTC, this was after the market opened. This was about 10 o'clock. And then let's see, this was my first candle in. It was pulling up. I mean, everything at this point was going up in the market. And I had just done NVIDIA, I believe, right before this. So I switched over here because I'd made enough in NVIDIA. So I came over here and then I saw the pullback right here. Now I wrote this move right here. I got in right here, this 93.32. It failed long. It says failed long, so I shorted, but 9 EMA could be support, so I took profit. It failed long, so I shorted. Oh, the long failed right here. It's because this was a kind of a line in the sand. You can see it failed, so I took it short. I don't normally do the short on the pullback because I don't know how much it's going to pull back. I usually go long, and then when I see it's going to fail, I get out, I sell out, and then I wait for the pullback when it comes up and I feel that we've got right here. You see the buyers have come up. That's when I usually re-enter.
So this was very different for me. This had gone up and it was getting too high, I felt. So I actually took the short to the 9 and then covered, bought out to cover. And then I jumped back in right here and took this for the pullback off the 9, which is what I normally do. And then I wrote here right on this candle, took break of the left wicks, but could be risky. Okay, here's what I did. It pulls back, comes up, or pulls back, it pulls back up. I get in on this candle and I'm looking for the break of these wicks over here. So I want them to break, especially this candle right here. I would love it to break this candle, first of all. So I got in at 94.15. I got in right about here. I really got in a couple seconds early because I was wanting these two candles, these two wicks. I wanted this candle to break. Oh God, come on. I wanted the candle that I got in on to break those two wicks right here. Oh, that actually almost was better. Okay. So I needed those wicks to break. This one I already knew broke, but I wanted those two to break because we were already very extended and I didn't know if it would keep going up. And that was just, I play it safe. All right. This right here is the prior day low. I want to show you guys in the video in a couple weeks. I'll do this video of how to make these labels using AI. The only thing that's important to me on my 1 minute chart is I want to see this label, the prior day high, prior day close, prior day low, and the spread. And I want to see the daily ATR. I want to know that this stock has a range today of moving possibly $9. I also want to know the prior day high, because if we get close to that prior day high, it could be an area of resistance. And the prior day close, if we're way above it, that could be an area of support. It may not want to go back down below that close. And then the prior day low, that can also be an area of support. And I use this in NinjaTrader for futures, and I rely on that. They hold religiously all day long. So I've been using them here. Now this red level right here, that is your prior day low. And over here, I also use it over on the 15-minute chart. Because the 15-minute chart is usually scrunched down, you see I can see the levels right there. So I do like having those right there because I can actually see when those levels are going to approach. Sometimes here, they're too high up in the chart and I can't see them. Okay, $50.28. Let's move on. I don't want this to be too long because Sunday's video will be a bit longer. All right, I did do some good markups here to show you guys. This one was great trading. This was fabulous. This one was $136. I'm actually just going to make this screen bigger right here. Okay, so right now I'm going to get rid of all these bubbles. Well, it's hard to show you then what I did, what I was thinking. I swear this was easier to read this morning when I made all this. Okay, I think this is better. Okay, we were just going short off the 9 EMA. That's it. We come down, we pull up slightly, and then we pull down, and then we go across. You know, I like these pullbacks when they're just going across and consolidating. And then see this bubble I marked right here and see over here. I wanted to get back in on this candle, but I wanted to make sure that I passed this pivot way over here. I know I can see this is now support. And I say right here, 198 is usually a very strong support on NVIDIA. So I knew I did not want to trade that. I got out. I got short right here and I covered right here because I knew I was watching this level. And I wrote 198 is usually strong support. And what happened? It moved right up. It did not want to go down below that. And then right here on this candle, my finger twitched and I immediately got out for a small loss because I did not want to take this. I think I hit it short. I did not want to go short here. My God, no way. This is support down here. So I did take a little bit of a hit here. And then let's try to make this a little bigger so I can see what I wrote here. All right. And then I was in profit right here. I was in good profit right here. Oh, sorry, right here. And then I hit market order because I saw SPY and QQQ were long and I wanted to use caution because I was short right here. Or right here, sorry. And I get out and the market order tanked me. It took forever to fill and then I lost money on that one. So right here, we're at VWAP. So I wrote here, I'm using VWAP. I use VWAP. It's caution to me. It's a yellow light. So I wanted to make sure that I watched that and I waited. I got in and out right here and I waited to take another trade when we cleared VWAP. I want to make sure we clear it. I did chase it here because there were no pullbacks. Yeah, maybe on a smaller time frame, but ThinkOrSwim only lets you go down to a 1 minute chart. So what I do in that case, I'm watching the scalpers indicator and I see this red pop up right here and I got out. But right in this candle, we did have some red in here. So I waited. It was basically like a mini pullback. So I got in on that. All right. And then this, I stopped trading, but I wanted to mark up the chart here so you guys can see this. Oh, I think I stopped trading. Yeah. So look at this bubble right here that I put. You have to look left, you guys. So we're starting to get extended, and this is a line of support that I had marked on the chart. So we passed it, but we barely passed it, and we pulled back. And this bubble right here, I put here because I'm wanting it to go past this mark right here. So it does right here, but then the entire market was running high. Well, I knew that eventually that's going to stop. So I felt it could reverse at any moment. So instead of just getting in and keep trading this, I actually slowed down. I had good money and I just stopped. Okay, I hope I explained everything there. I don't want this to be too long. It's a Friday. And then I wanted to save the SDOT trade for Sunday for levels. All right, just real quick, let me get out of this. I did only $5.72. I did not trade this. This was yesterday's earnings were really bad. And I thought, well, maybe it'll retrace. Maybe it'll go short. I don't know. Well, I ended up getting caught up in that pre-market shit first thing right at the open. This was stupid. I say not to. I'm running out of time. I have to. I have a lot to do. And I failed. And it does fail. And I shouldn't have done it. And then I made up a little bit here. And I just said, I'm done. These candles were really tiny, like little 5-cent, 10-cent candles in this area and like this area, and I just can't trade that. Okay, guys, that's it. $711 for the week, $346 for the day. Please watch Sunday's video if you're interested in levels, and I'll try to pump out those other videos soon. All right, bye, guys. Thanks for watching.